Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new episode of the On My Hoops podcast. And boy, do I ever got a special one for you today. I have with me special guests. You know, I got Pops. You know, what else can I call him but Pops? You know, I got Pops with me.
In the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this special episode of the On My Hoops podcast, we got a lot to get into. We just had that fire draft. We already had some movement taking place in trades. And free agency. Free agency is finna hit us next week. So y'all know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab a snack, roll something up, and let's talk some hoops. Keep it locked. All right, yes sir. Welcome back. Another episode on My Hoops, ladies and gentlemen. But before I get into all of the hustle and bustle for the day, you know, I want to make sure y'all please drop a like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, tell all your friends about us, man. Tell us that this is that new fire that you can't live without. And please don't forget to hit that bell to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on a single thing. And you can also give me a follow on Facebook at John J, on Instagram at JJAY_15, and on Twitter at _JJ15. Also, don't forget to check out that show online, onmyhoopspodcast.com. But yeah, man, Pops, we gonna go and get right into this thing, man. We just had the draft go down, but and I know I said I want to talk the draft first, but let's go order operations before the draft even happened. We had the Bradley Beal thing go down. Bradley Beal, and for those of y'all who've been under a rock, you know, it's been a few days, so I'm sure you heard about it by now. But the Suns ended up trading Chris Paul to the Washington Wizards for Bradley Beal. Essentially, the Suns gave up Paul and Landry Shamet and future draft picks. So before we get into the second half of this, because we know Chris Paul moved again.
Man, who saw that coming?
For real. But let's talk about the initial trade with Washington and Phoenix. I personally think that Phoenix won the trade when you look at the surface of it. They gave up Chris Paul, Shamet, nice amount of draft picks, like 6 second-round picks. And 4 first-round swaps, something like that. But you in the contention, you giving up Chris Paul. I think his contract would have been guaranteed for them come like June 28th or something like that.
Yeah.
So in terms of just the trade itself, I think Phoenix won the trade. Now, do I think that it was the trade that they should have made? Probably not. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I don't know.
But they had to dump Chris anyway.
I agree. They had to do it
anyway, so he was gone regardless. And then he didn't play in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they was able to get something for him. It came out originally that they was gonna cut him, and then you ended up turning them into Bradley Beal. So that's a win.
Saying that to say this, that combination that they got in Phoenix ain't so.
Yeah. It's not what they needed. They didn't really need another isolation score. And I think him and Booker might be a little bit redundant.
They all got to have the ball in their hand.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's going to be some fun offense to watch from time to time, but it might get a little bit bunchy up in there, you know.
Hell of a payroll, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, that's an all-star team. They're going to have to move Ayton to fill that squad up. I don't really see no other way, unless you can get enough guys in on minimum salaries. But these guys trying to get paid right now.
Yeah.
They need some size and they need some defense. And a point guard. They need some real playmaking. They ain't got no point guard.
And are they gonna be able to maintain their normal bench that they had last? Didn't have a big time bench anyway.
Yeah, and they shortened it down even more now.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
So yeah, like I say, on the surface, when you look at the trade, they won a trade, but it's not necessarily somebody that they needed, but they had to do something.
Yeah.
They had to do something, or else they was gonna cut Chris Paul and wouldn't be able to add anything. So, with the pieces that they had at their disposal, I think I give them an A for the trade, but they gotta complete it. It tells me that they have to move Ayton now. In my opinion, that made it where Ayton has to.
And the owner's putting his stamp on it now too. So he want the people he putting in there to succeed. It's gonna be interesting. He not finished.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only go so far with the cap anyway. So.
Yeah, no doubt. He's showing a willingness though. He coming with it. He gonna pay it. He gonna pay some luxury, whatever he got to do. But I mean, he's definitely coming in making an instant impact. I don't recall seeing an owner make an impact that quick. I mean, Steve Ballmer did it with the Clippers right after he got the team from Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
But this one with Phoenix, we saw this happen in season. You know, he bought the team, and then a few days later they trading for KD.
Fired the coach, got rid of everybody.
So it's much different. But
you know, I got to talk about my Warriors, man.
Okay, yeah. So let's go get into the back half of this. So after all of that goes down, then the Washington Wizards flip Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors, the talk of the town, for Jordan Poole and some draft picks, a second-round pick in 2027 and a protected first-round pick in 2030. And Golden State also sends Ryan Hollins to Washington in a deal. So yeah. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. This one is the talk.
Man.
What did you think about it first and foremost?
I'm a little different than everybody. Everybody else saying Chris Paul don't fit. I'm in the mindset that you've been playing 20 years. Yeah. Maybe you the one got the fit.
Yeah, okay.
You got the fit. I mean,
I get
because
that.
His game is not going to be him holding on to the ball, dribbling the ball.
No,
he
you
got
can't
to pass
do
and go.
Because Golden State has an up-tempo, a free-flowing offense. And I thought that like a Philly type of team was the place for Chris Paul, a slower pace. Not to say that he can't do it in Golden State. Like you say, 20-year vet. I mean, I trust his instincts, and he's going to be with the second unit.
Well, let me ask you this. How would Paul look not handling the ball?
And what's the point of him?
Shooting. He can still shoot.
Yeah, but he can shoot, but he's not a shooter.
Because his previous type of game, he don't have to create. He had to create. He don't have to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, coming off the bench, I think he'll get a chance to create. Honestly, I'd probably, even if you run him out there with Steph, you're going to probably want the ball in Chris Paul's hands to get Steph off of screens doing what he do anyway. Yeah, Steph is your catch-and-shoot guy, so the creative part is, I wouldn't take that away from him. It's just the speed of it.
Well, maybe he should speed it up because his type of game is too slow for Golden State. I don't know how they're going to.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. But they can make it happen. I mean,
finding
CP3 finding Steph off them screens could be nasty. I think you almost gotta bring back Draymond because you need them screens. You need that screen, man.
And another thing too, I could say about Paul too is Paul will take a one-on-one guy.
Yeah,
He'll score.
There's some good things that Paul can bring to the team. Now,
Yeah.
I wasn't the. I'm not a big fan of the trade itself.
Yeah.
But they seeing it as different. They seeing it from a different perspective. First time GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. is looking at this like Chris Paul could be the missing link for them. The trade that he did tells me that that's what they're thinking. They're giving up a young player and draft capital. They thinking that Chris Paul is somebody that's gonna put. That's a lot to give up. Now I thought that you did have to move on from Jordan Poole. That was expected. But to give up on Poole and draft picks was a lot. That was a lot. That tells me that they expecting Chris Paul to be the guy to take them over the top, and he hasn't been to the top.
See, I think it's the money. First of all,
Yeah, the money is the initial driving factor.
They're getting off that money right now.
Yeah,
so.
that luxury tax, that's the initial driving factor, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Paul ain't the perfect person to fill in those blanks at all.
He not.
So,
and that's my concern with them. Nobody's been talking in the last couple of years because, when you win championships, people turn a blind eye to the bad stuff. But let's look at the fact that all their draft picks over the last couple of years is not played or gone. Like, they've had a chance to retool while they were on top. And
so do you think Golden State is going to shell tank this year?
No, I don't think they're going to tank.
You think they pad with what they got?
I think they're going to bring it back. I think they're going to try to run it back. I think they're going to try to sign Draymond to another contract. Because if you let them walk, you can't. They at the bottom of the cap space. They can't replace them.
Yeah. They can't do that.
So they have to re-sign them at this point. The only other way they can build their team is giving up Wiggins, and we don't want to see them do that. But that's their most tradable asset.
I like Wiggins.
I know you had mentioned wanting to see them go after DeAndre Ayton. The only way you can get Ayton is giving up Wiggins.
Yeah. I thought that would be the perfect fit with both teams.
Yeah.
Phoenix getting Looney, and the Warriors get Ayton. I would like to see that.
Yeah, Looney is
because Phoenix act like they don't really like him anyway, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he's out. He's gonna be gone. And I got some other ideas that I think that I see them doing with him, but we'll get into that once we get into this free agency.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean,
I think for Golden State though, I think Looney is their cap relief. That's the guy that they kind of need to keep him around because he kind of giving them some savings.
I thought he had signed a bigger contract than he did, but he only making $7 million a year.
Yeah, so it kind of fits.
But I just thought that it's gonna be a lot of rebounds in Phoenix. Looney gonna get you 15 of those.
Absolutely. Looney would be good there, but it's not. It wouldn't. You would have to give up like Looney and Wiggins.
Yeah,
I think that could get it done, but do you want to do that?
But I think owners now are getting rid of players to unload their contract as well.
Yeah, well, there's
especially with the salary, with the cap the way it is now.
Yeah, the luxury tax hit got everybody scared, man. I want to say something like when you sign a player, for each dollar you are over the tax. So let's say you got a $100 million player. Let's say at $50 million of those dollars, that puts you over the luxury tax threshold.
Okay.
So for $50 million, now you paying a tax on. So for each dollar over the line, $50 million costs $1.25 extra.
It's
So
gonna change the whole dynamic.
that 50 just costs 75. 100 becomes 225.
Wow.
It changes everything.
Now, did Aiden sign his contract before the new ownership or after?
Before,
So,
because he came into the season under the new contract. This
Okay.
is he's going into year one of it now.
you just don't
I
know what the
believe.
new ownership thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, he might not want to.
he might keep him around. Hey, he's still a
Yeah.
young asset, and let me just
Yeah.
get some minimum guys up in here. That's gonna be the determining factor. If there's some minimum salary guys is gonna be willing to go for the dream.
Yeah, because just with the three starters, man, that's what, maybe that's almost 50 million a player.
Yeah.
Just for the three of them. Ain't no room for no other money.
Yeah, the cap is like 136 or something like that.
Man, that's
You
it.
already in luxury tax at 160 something,
Yeah, they gonna have to
166,
start asking people that
164.
they want to play for free.
Man, y'all, get in these comments. Let us know what y'all think about this situation. If y'all got some ideas on that. But oh man, yeah, the Warrior situation is gonna be interesting to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Without a doubt. And did you see Chris Paul get an interview on Good Morning America? He was in fight when he found out.
Oh man, that was funny.
So yeah, the timing of it though, that was perfect.
Golden State got to find a big man. They need a big man somewhere down the line. They too small.
Yeah, I do agree they could use some more size. Absolutely.
They too small.
Also, another move that happened right before the trade, right before the draft was we had the Boston, and that was, oh my goodness, that one was funny because we go to bed thinking that the trade is looking like one thing. We wake up and the trade becomes another thing. It was gonna be Malcolm Brogdon was going to, was it Washington? I didn't forgot now. It's been a couple days. It was Porzingis was going to Boston, and Brogdon was going to the Clippers.
Right,
Brogdon was going to go to the Clippers.
Right.
And but then comes to find out, Brogdon medical, he didn't pass the medical. It didn't pan out. He got an injury, so they had to back out of that. But at the same time, that at midnight that night, Porzingis had the deadline to opt in or out for his option, which Boston needed him to do to make the trade. Because if he would have become a free agent, they couldn't afford him. They could only do it with a trade.
Okay.
So we got to get this. You got to answer this option tonight. So that's why.
Okay.
That's why last minute
sense.
we got to get this done. Sorry, Marcus Smart. We wanted to do Brogdon, but now we ain't got time. That's why Marcus Smart is now a Grizzly.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
I don't think they ever intended to move Marcus Smart. They wanted to move Brogdon, but they couldn't, and they ran out of time. But they needed Porzingis. They needed size, and they did it.
Yeah.
Lucky for Brogdon. Brogdon is younger. I don't know what's up with the health, but I don't think you could have went wrong either way, keeping Brogdon or Smart. I love Smart in Memphis though.
So is Brown there next year with the Celtics?
We'll see. Right now, I think they're gonna hold on to him.
Think
They're
so?
keeping him.
Okay.
I mean, look, you've now got potentially starting lineup of Brogdon, Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and Williams, or Williams, Porzingis.
Yeah.
I don't think they're moving off of that. Where would you go if you Brown? Where you gonna go that's gonna put you in a better situation than that?
Wow, that's actually a good fit with Porzingis.
That's perfect,
Man.
And Porzingis is coming off a year when he looked like he's back.
Yeah.
That's the move that not enough people talking about to me. That's something right there.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and we know how much Memphis need a grown man. Marcus Smart gonna go over there and be what Dylan Brooks thought he was.
Was he ever picked up, Dylan Brooks?
Well, we'll see.
Still,
Free
still
agency.
out there?
Well, free agency start next week, so ain't
He's
nobody
still a
moved.
Grizzly
yet.
then. Okay.
Yeah, he but I don't. I think he was on an option. Which
He ain't gonna be back anyway though.
yeah, no, I don't. I think he declined an option or something like that. So yeah,
That's a good fit for Smart too.
it is. It is. He gonna start right away because Ja on a 20-game suspension.
Every team need that type of player.
And hopefully, the big man, Aquaman, what's his name, come back healthy. Stephen.
The center, right?
Jason Momoa look alike. Y'all help me out in the comments. But if he come back with Smart, that's some good leadership that they need on that team. I think that'll be perfect in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And if the shooter that they traded for at the deadline was with the Pistons,
Uh,
the white boy, 6'8", 6'9". Y'all hit me in them comments. Matter of fact, I'll look it up. Cause I should know his name.
Pascal, was it?
Nah. Oh, Steven Adams. That's the other guy. Luke Kennard. That's what I'm thinking. Luke Kennard.
Oh, the lefty.
Yeah, Luke
Oh,
Kennard.
okay.
Luke Kennard. Him with Smart and a healthy Steven Adams. That's some good veteran leadership for that squad. And by the time Ja come back, and if Jaren Jackson can build on that, I like that for Memphis a lot.
Yeah, and the other big man, he messed his knee up.
What's it?
The
Oh,
other
Clark.
young man.
Yeah, Clark. Yeah.
There's a possibility he'll be back. So they might be a little deep.
Yeah, they got something to build off of. So yeah, that was the firepower before the draft, ladies and gentlemen. We came into this thing with minds blown, and so when draft day hit, the talk of the town was, we knew Big Dub was gonna be that top dog. I don't think there was a single person anywhere that thought anything other. But then it got intriguing at number 2. Was the Hornets gonna go with the best player or the best fit with Melo? They fans was 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
The Hornets ended up going with Brandon Miller, which I thought was the better move.
Best pick. Pick.
Don't get me wrong, I love Scoot. I think Scoot is the star. He's a leader. But playing alongside Melo, I feel like if you put Melo and Scoot together, it takes away from a little bit of each one of them.
Yeah.
If you put Melo with Brandon Miller, they could feed off each other.
They both went in the right situations.
Yeah.
They both landed perfect.
And then the big intrigue was what was Portland gonna do? Are they gonna go with the pick? They gonna trade out and get some help for Dame? They went with the pick, which I thought was the smart move. You don't give up on the number 3 pick. This game changer for you. You got your Dame replacement on the roster now.
Ain't nobody knocking on Portland's door. You go with that pick.
Yeah, got it. They did the right thing as far as that goes. And now this is where it gets interesting. They not gonna just outright trade Dame. They gonna wait for Dame to come on and say what you gonna do.
And David already said he ain't up for no rebuild.
Yeah, and if you've been, I don't know if you've been looking lately these last couple of days, but they might not have officially talked, but maybe they have talked and they just ain't saying nothing to us yet because it's early. But there's messages being played.
Yeah.
Dame went live on Instagram the other day during his workout playing "Welcome to Miami."
Oh, really?
And Jimmy Butler, I believe, was it today? I saw that earlier today or last night. He on his live listening to Dame Dollar music. They talking.
Yeah.
They talking. The lines is drawn. Lines are drawn. But here's the thing with the Dame situation to make it different than Bradley Beal, though. Bradley Beal had a no trade, so he could stop. That's why they couldn't get as much for him, because he could stop where he was going. Dame don't have a no trade.
Okay.
It's not entirely up to him. You got to come with a better deal. Portland can send them what the hell they want. So,
did Dame just sign that contract?
Yeah.
What,
within the last year
or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think that Miami is the favorite, and that's where I want to see. That's where he obviously seemed to want to go.
Best fit.
Watch out for Philly though.
Yeah,
if Philly offer Maxey, it's gonna be hard to turn away for Portland. Do you want Maxey or do you want Hero? Maxey ain't got his contract yet. Hero did and already got injured. They might want Maxey.
But I feel gonna give up Maxey
for Dame. You think they won't?
Yeah, they will. That'll be tough. That'll be tough.
This is for Dame, though.
Yeah. I wouldn't turn him down.
This is for Dame, yeah. And more than likely, probably Harden still there. So Dame, Harden, and Embiid, coached by Nick Nurse.
That would be interesting.
Philly gonna give them what they want.
But Miami, I like him in Miami.
Now, I think I like Hero and Scoot as a backcourt just because Hero is the shooter that Scoot isn't. Again, putting the pieces together, they mesh well. I like the fits, you know. That's a drive and kick situation right there. That's a pick and roll partnership.
Yeah.
You know, that'll be plenty of shots for Hero. And plenty of opportunities for attacking for Scoot. That's why I like that. I like the Miami, but
re-signed Grant. Yeah, they got a nice little.
You got Anthony Simons and Shaden Sharp.
Yeah,
they got some long pieces. Hey, it's time. The rebuild is here. You in it and just don't know it.
Now, would you give up? Would Miami give up their 18th pick?
Hell yeah, Miami gonna give up
plus two players, whatever they ask for, really. Right?
Yeah, Miami giving up. Hero is the first one gone, cause. You know, he young, he got the value.
So they could possibly get that draft pick too, right?
Yeah, they could. Future picks.
Because you got to get something big time for Dame.
Strus, probably throw something like Strus in the deal. Maybe Duncan Robinson or something. Although Robinson might not have no value. He got a big contract and it was kind of unreliable.
And Strus expendable.
Yeah.
You know, Vincent just ended up having to come off the bench. That'll be a nice little second unit coming off the bench with him.
Yeah, so I mean, it's gonna come down to what deal Portland like. What if it's another team? What if Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Brooklyn say, look, we'll give you Cam John. Well, that's a signing trade though. He got to. Cam might not go for that. They got to make sure they can get him back on the roster. But Brooklyn got some assets they could bring out there. What if the Pelicans?
Yeah.
What if the Pelicans come with something? Man, we'll give Zion. Although I'm not buying it. Zion not going nowhere. They're not giving up on him yet.
No, I can't see that.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. That's just chatter. Especially not. I mean, I get the injuries, but you're not finna move him over this women's situation. That's not enough.
Well, they say he's looking good too, though. They say
he been there during this whole thing. He been there in the facility working out. So
at some point you grow up.
Yeah, at some point you're forced to grow up.
You know, they're stripped out about job. Keep doing the same old thing, man. At some point, he'll grow up.
Yeah, absolutely. But back to the draft though with Blazers, they did right with getting Scoop, but then I thought the moment of the draft was the next two picks when we saw the twins 4 and 5. That was the coolest, probably the coolest situation ever in the history of the game.
That was
Twins
good.
4 and 5. I thought that I think I called for Amen Thompson to the Rockets, but I thought the other one might have dropped 1 or 2 spots. But to see them go back to back,
Yeah.
and then they going back to back to new coaches, player coaches on new contracts, and so these kids got a chance to come in and make their stamp from day one. The coaches don't have preconceived notions about anybody on the squad yet because they ain't coached them yet. So that's the best time to start off if you're a young kid, in my opinion.
Yeah. Houston got a good player. They got another player too.
Now my question with Houston, and I think they're gonna end up doing some wheeling and dealing. And Houston is the number one cap space team in free agency. I think they got something like $60 million to spend.
Go get a vet.
They gonna try to. That's why you keep hearing Harden name attached. But because now you just added Amen Thompson, who I love, to Jalen Green, who I love, and Kevin Porter Jr., who I love. They all guards. Thompson and Green have some point guard skills. None of them are. I can't say they're not wings because guards and wings is kind of the same thing, 2 and 3 nowadays. But they're slimmer frames.
Yeah.
Guards. Kevin Porter is, I want to say, the smallest out of them. So it's like y'all. They got these 3 guards and then this slender, nice shooting defensive big man from last year. That they got. I like the 𝓢𝓮𝓮 guy that they had. They got some nice players, but they kind of built like the Toronto Raptors, like just wing. Like they just got a team full of 6'7".
Yeah. They just athletic. All of them athletic. But do you see Udoka wanting Harden? Do you think he got a different idea than somebody handling the ball like that?
He might, but
you think they really wanted Houston? The rumor had it that they're going back to Houston.
I don't know that there's really a pure point guard there now, which Harden can do. Now, with all this being said, I don't think Harden is leaving Philly. I think he's back in Philly. But if you're Houston, they don't have their draft pick next year. So they're going to try to spend some of this money now. And the options are limited. You're gonna go Harden, he might stay put. You're going to go Kyrie, he might stay put. What's next? Fred VanVleet after that? I love VanVleet, but it's a hell of a drop-off.
Yeah.
So that was what they offer Harden? I think so. Based off of that. But I don't think he'll be available to them. That's my thing.
I forgot about VanVleet. Okay.
I like VanVleet. I think he's going to be highly sought after. He got a ring. He a dog, man.
He look good in Miami, too.
He would. He would look great in Miami. Whoever lose out in that Dame sweepstakes.
Yeah. He would look real nice.
Yeah. So that could be something to look forward to. Where he goes. All right, so let's jump ahead then. We'll get into the free agency. But just one more move that I wanted to make. We ain't going to go across this whole draft, but I really liked what Dallas did. Getting in the big man from Duke, Derek Lively.
Yeah.
Kind of getting back to that Tyson Chandler type of style when they won them a chip. I think that, and then by the end of the night, they ended up getting Richaun Holmes from Sacramento.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. They got some size and some defense. Those are necessary additions for that squad. So if you can get Kyrie back in the game,
you think
I like
he's
what they're
back?
doing. I do. Kyrie, I think, just want to get paid. He want to get love, want to feel loved, and want to get paid, and they gonna give it to him.
Yeah.
And can't nobody else pay him like Dallas can. It's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, at some point it's about the money as well as winning.
Yeah. But free agency. It's right around the corner. It kicks off first of the month, July, next week, and
Wow.
yeah, we here, man. We here.
Got any surprises, man?
There will always be some surprises, I think. Um, I wonder if the Dame thing can come. If there's a surprise team in this Dame situation. What if Milwaukee came with? I don't know if 𝓲𝓭𝓁𝓁 can get it done because he's a little older. They ain't got no youth for. I'm just thinking, what other team can jump in there with Portland and?
How do you think Portland would handle it? Do you think they would just say, okay, we trade him such and such a team for this particular player that we're looking back, or do they go to Dame and say, where would you like to go that makes sense to our organization, you know?
More than likely, they gonna try to work it out with Dame. He been loyal to him for the longest. They gonna try to put together a list, maybe give us your top 3 to 5 or something like that.
Because they know he won't Miami.
But they would be, just from an organizational standpoint, they would be foolish to not listen to every call. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
You have to listen to every call.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the team where Dame wants to go, maybe we can get another team in or something. But you got to listen to every call.
Yeah.
You got to take them on. Listen, you don't get very many opportunities like this. You don't want to waste it. But I feel like there could be a surprise in there some kind of way. We all looking at Miami so tough.
Yeah.
The obvious choice. It's like, shoot our hopes out the sky. Something is going to just come out and change it up. Paul George or something. Or
something weird.
Something we not looking at. Phoenix Aiden. Something crazy like that. I think that's my concern. It's something that we overlooking right now.
Yeah,
but Miami is my hope for him. Kyrie Irving, I think staying put in Dallas is the best situation. The Van Vliet thing. That's interesting to see where he's gonna be going.
Especially the way the cap is now, man. Kyrie needs to just stay where he is because nobody else can afford him right now.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, they can maneuver, but
I tell you what, on an option we talked about with Phoenix, and y'all let me know in the comments if y'all think this crazy, but I think I'm working with a little something here. You Phoenix and you got the Ayton situation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a sign and trade there for Van Vliet. Van Vliet and 𝒮𝑜𝒸𝒫 for Ayton for Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
That might could get something done. Young buck for like Ayton going over there to Toronto with them kids, with that young athletic roster, and then a real point guard with a chip, a dog like Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Going there to really play point guard for that team. And 𝒮𝑜𝒸𝒫 on the book end, play a little D, post presence when you need it.
So Durant probably got a little extra spending money too, right? So they let Van Vliet go, and they still got Siakam.
Yeah, they still got Siakam. Toronto, the thing with them is which direction are they gonna choose?
Yeah.
They kind of in the middle. They got some young pieces. They got some vets that they can let go of. They can push their rebuild fast. Or like, if you decide to trade an OG Anunoby and or Siakam and build around Scotty Barnes, or nobody knows what Toronto wants to do. That's the hard thing about gauging where they want to go. Because even when they traded for 𝒮𝑜𝒸𝒫 during this past season, I kind of questioned it. Like, he is due for a raise, and their money situation is already tight, and it's like, well, are y'all rebuilding? Are y'all gonna sign them? Because you're not really there yet.
Yeah.
So, they got decisions to make. Where do they see themselves? Because they bring him back with their guys, they gonna be in some cap problems.
Yeah.
They are in some cap problems. So.
Ooh, that cap gonna change the whole dynamics of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's
everywhere.
You can't stack the deck no more.
That's why these trades is gonna be so important. That's why it was important for Boston to make the move at the timeline when they was able to get the Porzingis thing done.
Yeah.
What happens with Chris Middleton? He's out there.
Right.
Milwaukee might be totally different next year, and I feel like they watch out for the possibility of them losing Giannis within the next couple of years, because
who can you see Middleton going to? What fits him?
I was thinking about that earlier, but the problem that I was having was trying to figure out his contract. That determines where he can fit. Because he coming off a max deal, but he's not a max player no more. He been hurt.
Yeah, knees.
Yeah, so it's like, where do you see him now? Is he a $20 million a year player? Is he a $15 million a year player? He probably gonna see himself as no less than a $30 million a year player.
So you think he end up back in Milwaukee, or is he really trying to test the waters now?
It's really tough.
He's in the middle of the contract, and
if they don't re-sign him, it's like Golden State with Draymond. You're not gonna be able to replace him.
Yeah.
They might have to. You might see some signing trades. You might see a lot of signing trades. We can't re-sign our guys, but we sign and we'll facilitate your move.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I do think he comes back just because they don't have no choice.
I could see that.
And there's not a lot of cap space out there. Unless a Detroit type of team steal him away. Which could always happen. That's the type of stuff they do. Detroit will steal a guy real quick like that.
Monty ain't got a bad team up there in Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't bad.
What happens with Jeremy Grant? If Dame goes, Jeremy ain't staying.
I ain't think about that.
Yeah, I think he's a free agent. I believe,
yeah, he's a good player. He can go just about anywhere.
He can go somewhere where they can compete. But again, a lot of these gonna have to be signing trades. It is not a lot of available cap space out there, so that's what makes this hard to figure out who's going where. Because it's not like, we know the Lakers got this much money, so we know they're gonna go and host these free agents and sign them.
Yeah,
it's got to be signing trades, because ain't nobody really got cap space outside of like Houston and maybe a San Antonio or Utah.
So nobody wanna go. So the Lakers just have to run it back. They can't make them no moves.
Just signing trades.
Signing trades.
Signing trades. Even D'Lo is, I think, restricted, unrestricted. They got to sign and trade him.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma is another interesting name. He declined his option. I'm curious to see where he gonna go.
Oh, he did. I was counting him in with the group they just got. Wow.
With Washington, no, he declined. Kyle Kuzma, free agent.
Okay.
Kyle Kuzma trying to get paid, and that'd be a nice fit somewhere.
Yeah. He progressively got better each year.
I don't. You know what? Now this is purely off of just. Well, I could see him playing a nice team fit. I don't know how they can pull it off cap-wise. Actually, I do got an idea how they can pull it off cap-wise. But Dallas, I could see Dallas as a nice spot for Kuzma with Kyrie and Luka.
Oh, man.
And maybe a Christian Wood trade.
Man.
Send Wood to Washington. Keep
Or
going
if
to the
you get a
bottom.
Kuzma, you can let what's my man number 10, number 11 go.
Powell.
The guard, they had a knee injury for Dallas. His son, what is his name? His son played with his father played with the Golden State Warriors. Had a knee injury for Dallas last year. He just came back. He had signed a nice contract.
Hardaway.
Hardaway. I'm sorry. That's
Hardaway.
what I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of. Hardaway. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can let him go now.
Yeah, you're right. That could work. Kuzma, I don't know why I feel like Kuzma, that's a nice little spot he could fit right in with that team, I think.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Y'all Dallas fans, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But I feel good about that one.
Yeah.
Jakob Poeltl with Toronto, we mentioned. He gonna be due for an upgrade, for a raise. But
There's some nice little pieces out there.
yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Vooch for the Bulls. He's a free agent. Vucevic.
What you think?
Cap. If we can't re-sign him, it's gonna be hard to replace him. Just like everybody else. Man, I watched the press conference after the draft for the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the VP, he just seemed so dejected. It just seemed like it was not a fun talk. It just seemed like he was like, we'll be having meetings this week, and we'll see what free agents of ours we can retain and bring. It's like, Jesus dead. Christ, dude, you are not instilling much faith right now. Give me some hype.
Now, I hear the other day that they have even more problem with Ball.
Not that it's more problems. We already knew. They just, this is one of the first questions people ask when they give him a press conference. He is not expected to play next season.
Wow.
They just had another surgery. He just coming back off of the third, and he got cartilage replacement. Like he got like a cadaver knee in his
wow.
I'm not sure that he will ever play again. That's the main question.
Yeah.
So everybody is kind of surprised. Oh, he not gonna play next year. That's not news. We not expecting him to play next year. We wondering if he ever gonna play again. We still got him under contract for 2 more years.
Wow, that was a nice combination.
$20 million a year.
That was a nice combination they had going.
Yeah.
He made them play defense.
We just got the worst point guard luck. Yeah. Yeah, that changed the whole narrative of the team. That was everything. That was the key piece. Without him, none of the cogs fit.
Oh, they was filling it up, boy. When he was, man, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
They was running.
Him there made the GMs look like geniuses. Him gone make them look like scapegoats. Now they having these meetings. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they gonna do.
Yeah.
If there's a move out there to be made, it depends on what happens with Vooch. If you don't bring Vooch back, is there a sign and trade? Is there the team that he does go to? Is there a trade that we could do? If I had my pick, man, I would do the Toronto thing. I don't know if Vooch want to go to Toronto though, but if I can turn Vooch into Van Vliet and Poeltl, oh man, that's winning. But that might be not possible. If I'm being totally honest. Honestly, I think for the Bulls,
what did Vooch make last year?
25. They
Mm.
saying right now the latest range that I heard from him is about 22 a year for 3 years. It's a bit higher than most Bulls fans see him. I see him as about 18 to 20. Maybe if you could do a 2 year with an option for that third or something.
So if you're with your same team re-signing, that's when you can get the max. That's the only way you get the max. If
Well, there's two
with
different.
that particular
There's
team.
two types of maxes. You can
Okay.
get the max if you go with another team. It's just the home team can always offer the additional year,
Oh, okay.
which
Okay,
pushes up the
makes sense.
total.
Yeah.
So the most you can get if you leave is a 4-year deal. If you stay, you get a 5-year deal.
Okay.
But with the Bulls situation, I think you're gonna end up looking at guys. Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose to the Bulls is a possibility. And mid-level guys, they got their mid-level exception, and they want a shooter.
Well, the Derrick Rose, he seemed to still have it, and he just showed rust when they.
Yeah, his option was declined, so he's about to be a free agent.
Yeah, he might want to come home.
Yeah, home, or if there's a championship contender for him,
Yeah.
he might want that Phoenix spot. He could go to. He might be able to go to Phoenix and jump in if he gonna take a minimum contract. Why not take it in a place where they need something like me?
Not to mention that's his style anyway, playing up and down the court.
So, LA also, because he's
Yeah.
always lived in LA in the off season.
Sure do.
So I'm always gonna want him back with the Bulls, but I'm sure I also want to see him contend. He's my favorite player. I want him to win something.
Yeah.
I want him to play some meaningful game.
He had potential to be one of the greatest point guards of all time, man. That was his thing. He was bad. He was
No doubt,
quick,
man.
fast.
No doubt, the legend of D Rose, man. We're not gonna let the legend die at all. But I love to have him back home. But yeah, what else? Did we miss anything in free agency? What are the names out there that you care about? Any?
Let me see.
It's real. It's gonna be this.
We covered the major ones.
Yeah, it's gonna be the sign and trade is gonna be the thing. Mark my words. You can call me crazy if I'm wrong. Come back in them comments, JJ. You ain't know what the hell you was talking about, whatever. But sign and trade is gonna be the thing this off season. I'm telling you, I don't think it's gonna be very many just clean free agency signings.
Yeah.
Outside of like I said, your Houston, maybe your Indiana, Spurs. Spurs might be able to track somebody to want to play with Vic Dub. But there ain't gonna be too many just clean free agent money. It's gonna be signing trades. Somebody is good, which you can also look at is a good thing because we might not be losing these players for nothing like we used to.
Yeah.
You know, we getting something back. Silver line.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the thing to watch though. But shout out to your Boston Celtics and the teams that made the moves beforehand. They were smart.
Yeah.
It was smart.
I really like
these
that
early
pick.
moves.
I really like that pick. That's gonna be interesting.
Boston and Memphis and even Golden State. Whether you like the move, it was smart for them to jump when they could.
Yeah.
And Phoenix, it was smart to jump when they could because they was gonna lose them. But yeah, sign and trade. That's gonna be the name.
And who knows what the Warriors are thinking? Warriors might think they can make a run now. I don't know.
I do think they can make a run now. I think they plan on making a run now. And then what do the Lakers do? They always something to watch. It's always sitting back with some binoculars on. What's cooking over there? What they cooking up? What do the Knicks do? I know they're gonna try to follow up with something. They've been trying to get Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
But I just heard Zach LaVine came out like I don't want that. So I'm not so sure. But I think that they're gonna definitely try to make a push to build on what that great season they had last year.
Yeah.
What if they jumped into the Dame talk?
Yeah. I just believe that they're gonna talk to Portland and Dame are gonna talk. I think he's gonna be able to pick and choose if it's feasible for the team.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be a lot of talk about come free agency. And man, when it get kicked off, hey, I love to have you back. I'm here to talk about it, the moving and the shaking.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, before we wrap it up, because it's been a hell of a show. We had a lot going on. We pushing the hour mark, but just real quick, it was mentioned �ឡ𝓲𝓮𝓮 is going to be with the FIBA team. We got hoops this summer. The FIBA World Tournament is July. Where is it at? I just had the date lined up. It is this summer, July through August, right after the summer league.
And the San Antonio big man is playing too as well,
August
right?
25th through September 10th.
Okay.
Through Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia. The U.S. team, we got 𝓿𝓗𝓏. It's going to be a lot of young guys on this team. 𝓿𝓗𝓏 right now, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Austin Reeves, Bobby Portis, Tyrese Halliburton, Brandon Ingram, and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Wow.
Young team, kind of getting back to what it was before the Dream Team, sending young guys. But this is the FIBA. This is not the same as the Olympics. But this is where the Olympics tend to steal some of the players from. So, a nice, interesting team. Especially I like the collection of bigs with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler. Those type of guys gonna be big for international play.
Yeah.
And 𝓿𝓗𝓏, I see him taking over that mellow role in the Olympics. You know, that burly. The beefy scorer down there that he can play the 3 or the 4 in that international game.
I'm actually interested in the summer league as well, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm be watching that. Vic Dub in that too.
Yeah, I
definitely gonna be watching that.
Yeah,
they got some nice young players in Sacramento and San Antonio that I want to see how they gel. So that'll be fun to watch. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man. Another 5 episode, man. I hope y'all stuck around to the end. If you did, please, man, hit us with a like, share, subscribe.
Come on, all my bros.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, get them cues in there.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Well, man, appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit that bell, turn on those notifications. And yeah, man, ladies and gentlemen, from us here at the On My Hoops podcast. Love you. And we'll holler. Catch y'all with you next week. Peace.